Hey everybody. I know it's kind of late, but I've been kind of holding something back, and this is going to be really, really, really hard stream for me to do. Some of you guys, hey Kawaii Potato, this is this is going to be a hard stream for me to do. I know it's late, but I have to do this stream, and it's going to be one of the toughest streams I'll ever do. One of the toughest. So, as some of you guys know, um, I had a friend. Uh, she she helped me get out of bad situation, and she's the main person that changed my life for a good long time, forever. She had that much of an impact in my life. Like she literally, like she cared enough for me to get me. She cared and loved me so much, like I was her own child. She took care of me like that, and she was very, very protective of me. She made sure that I got to work, and she made sure I had food and stuff like that. She made sure of a lot of different things, and I could say that she cared about me a lot. And she had the most kind heart. She is the kindest, sweetest woman you could ever come across. I'm sorry, but there's not very many people like her in the world. There's nobody that cannot replace her. Nobody will never be able to replace her. And I her channel name was Texas Girly Donna, and her real name is Donna, but she named her channel Texas Girly Donna. And it's hard for me to go to her channel because I have watched a few of her streams today that had me in it, and just hearing her voice and seeing it's really hard for me to talk about it. But I loved that woman with all my heart. I looked at her as a mother figure. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I'm trying not to cry now talking about it. Because out of everybody that knows her and that was really close to her, I was the closest. I feel like I was the closest to her out of everybody, because she took me into her own home and got me out of a bad situation I was in. I tell you, I've never, ever had anybody outside of family and outside of my blood family. I've never had nobody like her just out of the blue take me out of a bad situation like that. Like I prayed for years to get out of that predicament I was in, and the Lord came through her and got me out of that situation. And we scratched tickets together. What's up, Joshua? I mean, we scratched tickets together. We've went out to eat together. I mean, yeah, she was like a mother figure to me. Um, I mean, we went out to eat. I've got to meet Lisa Moses, hey Robert Banks. Like it's seeing out of everybody that was close to her and knew her, I was I was the one that she literally she literally passed away. She passed away in front of me. It was really hard to see her like that. I tried to give her CPR, but didn't it didn't help. I really miss her so bad. I really do miss that woman so bad. I really do. It's been a year now. And she's in a lot better place than we are. I know every day on this particular date, every year I'm gonna be tore up because I'm gonna remember her, and I'm gonna remember everything that I did for her, and she did a lot for me. I took care of her because her health was not good. I would be up there at the hospital all the time, making sure she was okay. I really miss that woman. At least she ain't suffering no more. She did smoke a lot, and she had COPD really bad. She had stage 4 COPD. And I just wish that I just wish I was I just wish there was something that I could have did to keep her alive. But there was nothing I could do. And I accept the fact that there was nothing I could do to save her. But I was the one that she passed away in front of. I tried to save her life. I literally tried. I really did try. Gave her CPR, and I gave her chest compressions and everything. I tried. But if it wasn't for that woman, I wouldn't have never gotten to where I am now. I got a woman that loves me. I'm with somebody now, and I have a car which I got some stuff I got to do with it, but I'm not going to go into that right now. But I got a woman that really loves and cares for me, and I love her too. And I know if Donna was still here, I know she would be happy for me. And Miranda, she'd be so happy. She wanted this for me. She wanted me to be happy. She wanted me to be successful. She wanted me to be out of a bad situation, and she did all that. If it wasn't for her, I wouldn't be able to be right here, right now. I will always remember Donna, and when we do have kids, I'm gonna tell them about her. I'm gonna show them pictures of her and tell them stories about her and what she's did for me and for others. And she did a lot for me. She literally has did a lot. Cause I remember when I got done doing chest compressions and when I felt like there was nothing else I could do. The only thing I could when the EMS got there and the medical personnel got there, I got out of the I left I went out got out of the apartment and went and sat in Derek's Kia Soul, which is his vehicle. I was staying in there, just staying out of the medical personnel's way, just letting them do what they got to do. And then I noticed all the ambulance left, and then I seen a hearse pull up, and when I seen that hearse pull up, I asked the EMS, did she make it, and he said no. And I said, do you mean that she passed away? And he said yes. It was a really hard thing to swallow. It was a really big pill to swallow. I'm telling you, it hurts talking about this. It really does. And I know Donna would want me to move on and stuff like that. I am moving on. It's just, I will never forget for the things that she's did for me, especially changed my life for the better. If it wasn't for her, I wouldn't be right here with the woman that I love so much. I wouldn't be right here if it wasn't for her. Sherry McMillan, I'm just today is the 1 year anniversary of my great the most best friend that I ever had, Texas Girly Donna. Today is a year anniversary of her passing. And she died in front of me on this. She died in front of me not on this day about a year ago. She passed away in front of me. This is a really hard thing to talk about. because she died. She passed away in front of me. I tried giving her CPR. I did everything I could. That's all I could do. If there was anything I could do to bring her back and for her to not be sick at all, I would do it. But I know that God only gives us one life, and we got to live it to the best of our ability, and that's why I'm trying to move on and everything like that. But that doesn't mean I won't forget for all the kind stuff that she's did for me. I will never forget that woman ever in my life. I will always remember her. Always. And I will always love that woman for everything that she's did for me. I will love that woman always. And then, after I found out she just passed away, I called Bo, which he's got a channel. He's doing a stream right now. It's Scratching Bo on the Go. That's his channel name. You can look up his channel name in the search, and he's doing a stream too, just like I am, because he's very torn up. I know he's very torn up about talking about it also, and I feel his pain. I really do. But Bo, if you watch this, or if you wind up seeing this, or if you're watching it now, I feel your pain, man. I was closer to her. I was close to her, just like you are, and I miss her just like you do, man. I really do. If you want to call me, you can. Because I know you feel tore up just like I do. Yeah, I know. She would have been she would have been a great influence for when I have kids. She would she would have been a great influence, a great role model, a great mother figure, a great grandma. I mean, she'd be a good grandmother figure. She was a good woman, a good, kind-hearted woman. Because when I was in Greenville and when I was in that tough situation where I literally was not eating. I ate TV dinners for 4 years. Maybe every so often I would get a decent home cooked meal at the time. And every time that I would be talking to Donna, she'd be asking me, "Did I eat something?" She would always ask me that. And there's been a few times where I tried to lie to her, and boy, you can't get a lie past her. If you tried to lie to her, she'd chew my ass out. but she always made sure that I had something to eat in my stomach. And I tell you what, I'll never forget that woman, ever. I will never ever forget that woman. I really do miss her. That's like this phone I got here. It's a Galaxy J3 that she bought me. I will never give that phone away because that was the she bought me that. I never even asked her for it, but she bought it for me. And I would never get rid of that phone ever because that's a very sentimental item to me. And pretty much ever since after she passed away, things just went downhill because apparently the guy that Donna was with, he he took advantage of me, and Donna was warning me about him, and he just totally used me when I was living there after she passed away. And but don't get me wrong, I mean, yeah, he did use me, and he also used the rent money I would pay him to buy. He would sit there and buy concert tickets while him and his new squeeze had went to these concerts and went to these events, and he got to go to the beach and everything while I had to always sit there and work, sit home and work, sit home and work, clean the house, sit home and work. Like everything that he promised, like he was gonna do, he never did it. Now I know if Donna would have still been here, she would have been really mad at him. I mean, yeah, he did make sure that I had food, and he did make sure of a lot of different things, but it's like after a certain time he just quit being concerned, and like he didn't care if I went to the hospital or not really. Hey Nero, what's up, man? Robert Banks, I made you a moderator. Yeah, well that's always a good thing. I just wish it was in that case for my friend Donna, but God just had plans for her, and I couldn't save her life. I tried, but it was just nothing I could do. Today is her 1 year anniversary of her passing. It's been, I can't believe it's been a whole year already. It's kind of hard to believe it's been a year. It's like it's only been like a month ago or weeks. I just can't believe it's been a year. It's just really, it's just really hard to talk about because Donna was very near and dear to my heart, and I love that woman so much. She's like a mother figure to me. When she passed away, it hit me just as bad as if something happened to my actual mother, which I have dealt with my grandpa passing away, and that hit me really bad. And I just, but Donna was just one of those people that was very near and dear to my heart, and I will always love that woman. I will always love that woman, and I would never forget her ever. And I do wanted to tell the scratching community, everybody that was friends with her, I do appreciate for you being a good friend to her because she deserved all the good friends that she deserved. Like I'm glad that y'all gave her a good life before she passed. I'm glad that y'all made her happy and doing what she always did. She would always do them group books, and there would be times where I would even hop into them when I had the money. But I tell you what, if I had a ticket right now to scratch in memory of her, I would. But I just don't have money to do that. But at least I could do a stream and talk about all the things that she's did for me and just talking about it in general. I've when I just found out about it that today was the year anniversary of her passing, I was debating with myself, should I talk about it or should I not talk about it? And I decided to go ahead and talk about it. All right, Kawaii Potato, you have a great night or morning or wherever you're at. But boy, I tell you, Donna she loved her coffee. Oh my God. If I didn't have her coffee ready for her before she got up, oh, I would never hear the end of that. Yeah, babe, you remember when Donna used to get on my ass about not fixing her coffee before she got up? Oh, she chewed my ass out. She did not play about her coffee. I appreciated Martin Magic. And today is her year anniversary of her passing. It's just, I was really wanting to not talk about it, but I had to do it because today I'm remembering her as a kind-hearted, the most sweetest woman that you could ever come across, the kindest woman and the most generous person that you ever come across. There's not very many people like her, and to be honest, to me, nobody will never be able to replace her. That's how kind-hearted she was. she even like we just bought food out of a store. It was I can't remember what it was. I think it was an Exxon or something like that, or I don't know. It was some kind of store, and we went in there and we bought food, and there was this lady that was starving to death, and she was homeless, and literally I gave me and Donna, we both gave her our food that we just got, and we let that woman eat instead of us, and we went home and ate. That's how much of a kind heart and how much she cared. She cared. She had a genuine kind heart for anybody that was in a bad situation or in a bad predicament. But it's just a very hard topic to talk about. Just I know Donna is watching down on me, and I know she doesn't want me sitting here upset, but Donna, I know you're listening. I love you very, very much. I don't want you to worry about me. I know you do. I know you're very, very protective. But I'm letting you know that I'm okay. And I know you probably see that. I'm okay. And if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you. And I thank you every day for doing what you did for me to. I mean, you changed my life around. You literally changed my life around. You did. I do miss making your coffee in the morning, but you're in a better place than I am, and you're in a better place than we are. Hey, Money Love. But Donna, I do miss you so much. I really, I do. I remember that moment where you told me that you was gonna get me a bus ticket to come to Texas to where you lived at, and you took me in out of a bad situation, even though you really didn't know me that well. You still took me in, and I will never forget that moment. I will never forget that time you told me that you was gonna help me get out of there. And for as long as I live, Donna, I will never ever forgive you. I mean, let me rephrase that. Donna, I will never forget you. I will never ever, as long as I live, forget you. I will always remember everything that you did for me. until that day comes where it's my last day. I know I will see you at the pearly gates of heaven. I will see you again soon. Whenever that time comes, I'll be looking for you on the other side. I do love you so much. I tell you what, like literally, guys, this is like the hardest stream that I've ever had to do. One of the most difficult streams ever. I really do miss her so bad. And I do thank everybody from the scratching community and any other community that where she was very well known at, especially the scratching community. I do appreciate all those people that showed the support to me when that happened. I really do appreciate all the love and support at the time. And I'm happy that every one of y'all still support me. And I'm glad that y'all were here when I'm going through this emotional time. Storm's Fury 777, Scratch and Bow on the Go, Cubs, a lot of people. A lot of those people I still remember. And I want to thank every one of you, especially you, Bo. Donna spoke highly of you. She did. She talked about you all the time too. She talked about you a lot, saying how much of a great friend you are, and I mean you always came to her streams, and every time she would see your name, she would be sitting there smiling. So I know how you feel right now. I really do know how you feel because I'm feeling the same way. I know it's hard for you to talk about. It's hard for me to talk about also. But guys, I had a rough day today, so I am gonna end the stream. I do thank everybody that showed up. I really do. I love you guys. And Donna, I always love you. You guys have a good night. I'm sorry that I said I was gonna do a stream last night, but some things came up to where I couldn't do it. And I couldn't do well. I'm technically doing a stream right now, but it's not the stream that I really wanted to do. But I made a decision upon myself to go ahead and do it. But you guys have a good night, and I will see you guys tomorrow.